Sam again.
Yeah. Okay, here we are. Matt from Nevermind Adventure Tours. Here with Greg James, Jamesy from World Traveller. I don't know. What do you call your Facebook page?
Ike's
Epic Adventures. So we're following you.
Yeah.
So we've got we're in Byron Bay at the Stone and Wood Brewery, as Frankie and I like to call it, our office.
It is. It's a pretty good office too, eh?
Those fish tacos are incredible.
They were.
So Jamesy's come down from Brisbane for the days just to say good day.
It's mate, not Brisbane.
Oh, sorry, Burley Head.
Don't call me a Brisbane. Oh,
Queensland, you know.
yeah. Well,
I don't know. It's all Brisbane, Gold Coast, same thing.
No. We still call it Burley.
Someone told me I think it was Ruthie told me now, there's something like between here and Sunshine Coast, like 6 million people there.
If it's that many, it feels like it. But
Feels
I
like
think
it.
the Gold Coast is just insane now. But it's the same around here, right? Byron, Brunswick. I mean, I grew up here, so I was coming to Byron and I'd like to say it was a bit later, but early 70s. Mum was bringing us down to the pass, you know, and there was like an abattoirs out here. So this is what's going on here now. It's incredible, mate. It's just but I think probably is between here and Sunny Coast. We have 6 million people. It's unbelievable.
That's what I've heard. So it's coming up from Torquay. It's certainly.
Well, there'd be but up like Lawn and all those places, a great ocean though. It's full on too, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's more. I mean, you've got your tourism, but I mean, Torquay's certainly starting to become a bit Byron-esque, I guess.
Yeah,
industrial sort of arts precincts popping up, but I mean, the rest of it's based on tourism, so it's can't really grow because of the geography of the area. Well, it might in the future, but it's still pretty quiet, really.
Yeah.
For 11 months of the year.
Yeah.
And the weather probably holds people back. Hasn't been. Let's say it's undiscovered. You know.
Pretty nice area though as well. Like.
It is. But I mean, the reason I'm up here is we're looking for a location for Nevermind HQ, which we think we've found one. So we're going to go and do some negotiating on that, so we can get that one over the line. So watch this space. But while we're up here, we thought we'd have a chat to Greg because he's had some pretty incredible adventures. I met Greg in El Calafate, Patagonia, March 2025.
Last year now.
We had Ruthie on that one as well. That was just an incredible experience.
He was. It was the first time I met Ruthie. It was actually a funny story because the other guys they all know Ruthie and that sort of stuff. And I've been around the digs as well, and I hadn't really heard of him, and I didn't know how famous Ruthie was.
He's a big deal up your way.
He's a big deal, and I didn't even know. But anyway, getting to know Ruthie was one of the really high spots of the trip as well, plus all the others. But what a great bloke.
Yeah, I love that when Ruthie's on tour and everyone, because he's got a celebrity status, let's say, as much as he'd like to deny it. And then we were
in the middle of nowhere. These guys come up today, Ruthie.
But it's incredible. I see the relationships he builds with the guys on the tour, like even yourself. Yep. You guys will go out and have lunch with him. We'll have a couple of beers and. The mateship that comes out is, I think he gets a lot out of it as well. So
that's good.
It's been great having him on board, and I think he's going to jump on a few trips later in the year, maybe another Sri Lanka, or maybe see if we can get him on your Himalayan trip. Because you reckon,
if I recall rightly, he committed to that at the end of the last trip.
Is that right?
You should hit him up, mate. I can distinctly remember after about 10 beers that he said he was coming.
Well, there you go, John. You're a man of your word. I know that. I know you wouldn't let us down. So there's definitely a bike available for you. Jamesy will be there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good trip, that one. 18 days in the Himalayas.
Yeah, well, I can't wait.
If you're interested in joining us, get in touch. You know how to jump on the website and email and WhatsApp and phone calls and all that sort of stuff.
I'm already thinking about it. I've got some other good things happening before that. But everything's been planned around the Himalayan trip.
So, all right, I want to hear about your most recent adventure. So after Patagonia, you bought you already had an off-road camp.
Yeah, I've got a all-wheel drive, basically four-wheel drive Sprinter, long wheelbase.
Yep.
And Mercedes-Benz Sprinter.
What engine's in that?
Mate, I don't know that much about engines, but it's a stock standard. It's only really 4 litre and turbo. And what they've done is their latest model is make it all-wheel drive. Is that the previous ones But quick story had a their proper 4-wheel drives. You know, I'm not proper 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive stuff. I'm not that afraid of it. Had gearboxes in it or the transfer cases from Austria. Well, Mercedes changed their obviously supplier and did everything else. So it's the set up in the Mercedes like little, you know, 4-wheel drive set.
Yep.
So it's got 9 gears, so it can go really, really low. So you can really just crawl out everywhere. So it's mate, I've had it on the beach. I've had it in some amazing off-road things. And the capability is just incredible. I'm in the world, and you know, I love them.
So you bought that in Brisbane?
Yeah, well, bought it on the Gold Coast. Don't take nothing.
Well, I just assume you might have to go to the city for something for a rig like that.
Yeah,
like,
no. I bought it on the Gold. I got a young bloke.
You wouldn't get one of them in Geelong, mate. You know, we'd have to go to Melbourne for something.
Yeah,
well, I'd say so. Yeah.
And I got a young bloke, Island Time campers that fitted out for me because I knew what I wanted.
Island Time.
Yeah, Island Time.
Shout out to Island Time.
Dan, Island Time campers,
did a good job.
Mate, great job. You know, and testament is the fact that I just travelled halfway around the world.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into, obviously, there wasn't much maintenance required at the end of it, so happy days.
So what month did you shipped it to Japan?
So after we finished Patagonia,
basically
I got back and I put it on a boat to Japan.
So you had to go to Brisbane for that.
I had to go to Brisbane.
Yeah, okay. We got that right. You can't do that from the Goldie. You have to go to the port.
So I know that. Well, I can't remember the actual date, but it wasn't. It was only probably about 10 days after we got back from Patagonia.
Yeah.
And then me and my wife, we flew out on the 26th of April again, because I know the date.
Yep.
Into Japan.
And so, how long were you in Japan for?
So we had to wait. We only had to wait about 3 or 4 days before the boat was cleared because we timed it perfectly. And then we did 6 weeks in the southern part of Japan. So we caught the edge of. We're just coming out of winter, so we just missed the cherry blossoms. Saw enough of them, but just missed that season, the real full-on cherry blossoms. But the whole trip was designed around the climate and the seasons, because you just got to, you know.
And would you go back to Japan? You like it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Japan's a really, really cool place. Yeah. I mean, what we did is we travelled around, really down, as I sort of said, down the south part. So we picked the van up in Yokohama and then just travelled around Mount Fuji for a couple of days, and absolutely perfect weather.
Yeah,
like it absolutely got. She had a dress off just for 3 or 4 days. Yeah. The last time I went to Japan, I never got to see Mount Fuji because it had the cloud cover. So first day, mate, we drove into this camp. I'll never forget it. And like what we use an app called iOverlander, so it just tells you where to park. So it's all free camping. And we've gone into this place. It's just absolutely pissing down. We just drove into this place. It was just like, oh, and what are we doing? How about it? Anyway, we snuck into this car park and I had to pull the chains off, and we got in there and just parked. And it was probably about 8 o'clock at night, so it just gone dark. Couldn't see a thing. Woke up in the morning and there it was, just Mount Fuji. Wow, it was incredible. So that was like that. It's the start of our trip. So, and as you like to say, things can only get better from here.
Well, that's how we roll.
Yeah.
You've learned something. Yeah. That's good. So, and then from Mount Fuji, so you obviously headed north up the.
No. That's when we headed south. So what we did, we went south.
Okay.
Yeah. So we went down south, and it was like, just through the islands and that, just like, mate, because we designed the van around our electric bike, so they slide in underneath.
Yep.
And so wherever we go, we can stop and just pull our bikes out and just go and explore and that, you know. So there's zero planning. You know, we just sort of winged it, and we just asked the locals, and you're always catching up with locals because there's heaps of guys down the surf beaches of no, I can't remember the name of the islands, you know. I'm not even going to try and pronounce them.
Yeah.
We camped, I remember one day we camped at this surf spot where just all the locals were there surfing, and We're in the car park and at the fires. There's a beer machine over, a vending machine,
A
and
bit like the vannies here in the car parks in Byron. You know what?
yeah, pretty well.
I've heard it's pretty busy with tourists over there. I don't know, probably not where you
Not
went, but
not where we are. So from what I understand, because I'm not big into snow, so
it's a snow tourism.
I think that all the Aussies go across there. So down south, even to the point where you go into some of these small villages, and it's pretty depleted. Because all the young kids have moved to the cities. So
Right.
you go to these little fishing villages, but the locals are always so friendly and always give you food. Like you're sitting in a car park, having a beer in the afternoon, watching the sunset. Next minute, these people come round. It happened to us about 3 or 4 times. The best sushi you've ever had in your life.
Oh, mate. Sensational.
And then they go off.
So, from Japan, you then made your way west.
Yeah. So then we put on so just to go back from Australia to Japan was on a ship.
Yep.
And then we caught a car ferry from Japan to South Korea.
Oh, you can get a car ferry.
Yeah, so we got a car ferry,
Wow.
and that's only a 6-hour trip from where we left across.
And then you're on the mainland.
Well, then we're in South Korea, right?
Yeah.
And the way we went, so we travelled around South Korea for about four and a half weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. The first question was, would I go back to Japan? Yes, I would.
Yeah.
If you asked the question, would I go back to South Korea? No.
No, not.
Having said that, we had a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got your thing. That's okay.
Yeah, no, we I guess there's a lot of highlights of that part as well. But we got up to the South Korea North Korea border.
Yeah.
And it's like they got like a high rise, right? Seriously.
Mm.
And you catch, and you got binoculars.
You can have a look.
And you're staring into the face of the North Korean soldiers walking around patrolling the boats.
It's like Berlin Wall. Like when that comes down, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And then, so how did you get into? So you would have to go to China. You went to
No.
Siberia?
So then we obviously North Korea's north of South Korea.
You're not getting in there.
So you're not getting there. So if you would have went into China's a bit of to overland through China, you have to have a Chinese tool.
Yeah. Yep.
So the costs become prohibitive.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of people do it, and there's ways and means of getting around it, but it's a bit dodgy. So,
Yep.
But the whole purpose of this trip was to get to Russia. So we jumped on again, another car ferry that we were on, and headed for Russia up to Vladivostok.
There's a car ferry from
Yeah,
around. How long does that take?
That was a 24-hour trip, mate. We got some really bad weather.
Yeah, right.
Oh, it was so funny.
You wouldn't think there'd be that much traffic between Vladivostok and South Korea.
So there's a lot of there's only one ship that does it, and they go from Vladivostok, South Korea, Japan, South Korea, Vladivostok.
Yeah.
So it's a weekly run.
Yeah.
But we met Russians on that boat that were going to South Korea to go shopping. The South Koreans going to Russia to go shopping. It's quite.
Yep.
People are just doing
Work.
their thing.
Yeah. So Vladivostok, that was
Vladivostok, mate. That was
pretty good.
I know why.
I'd love to go there.
Yeah, incredible city. Especially when there's all that there's a little knot in your gut. Have I done the right thing here? I'm going to Russia. They're at war, you know. Have I done the right thing here? Is this going to be the right thing? And we got to Vladivostok, so I think we had 3 days or 3 or 4 days in Vladivostok before the van got cleared.
That must be one of the most remote.
Well, but it's so cool, right? And you go in there, and I think we got there late at night. There's a restaurant over there, but we wake up in the morning, we go walking around, and the buildings were. The architecture's insane, right? Just incredible.
In what way?
Well, just it's European, but very, very European like architecture. Because Europe and Russia have been just invaded so many times. There's always different types of influences.
It wouldn't be that old, would it? It wouldn't have been
Vladivostok.
Is it? Yeah, right.
It's
I didn't think it'd be that way.
Trade and
Okay.
Yep.
Silk route sort of stuff.
Yeah, all the silk routes, all that sort of stuff
Yeah,
that goes through there. And
Interesting.
but you just go into the shops, like, oh, I'm not in the shop room, but the shop bits were so good.
I don't know, you seem to spend a lot in our shop when you come in there.
Yeah, you got cool gear. I'm not really going into other stuff, you know. But it was just a really eye-opening because all of a sudden you just realise, well, hang on, it isn't backward or it isn't. It
What
doesn't
we
mean
expected.
lost because of the war or so people aren't doing the thing. People are just doing what they're doing and they're
not
just
with
living.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. So
Friendly?
yes,
Yeah.
but yet very, very hard
Yeah.
people. Not going to say they do it easy because
Yeah.
again, you don't know all the background of what they're going through. But once you break the ice,
Yeah.
they're friendly people, and they love a vodka. It's funny about that.
Yeah. So it'd be a long winter there, wouldn't it? I'd imagine. We were born.
So I think we hit there around early July.
Yes, yeah, right. It's about summer. Perfect. So yeah, and then you obviously jumped in the
In the van,
and
yeah,
kept going.
yeah.
Through
then we-
Siberia.
Yeah. So when
You see any jukeboxes? Skyhooks.
yeah, okay, yeah. No,
Frankie doesn't know that song on it. You're looking perplexed.
jukebox in Siberia.
I'll play it now.
Skyhooks.
Yeah, we I got to tell you, the funniest story. One of the funniest stories we had right in the whole trip. Start off, so we've headed out of Vladivostok. It's in our van the first night, right, and we get to. I knew some people because there's Facebook groups overlanders, so you sort of know where you're going, right, and you see people that may have been there for 10 days in front of you, and they post on Facebook how good it is or whatever, and you go, oh, is it safe there? Yeah, mate, just go there. You have a ball. Anyway, we get to this lake, and I drive into this camp spot, and this fella comes out. They've got translators. Something no one's speaking English, and I'm not speaking Russian because I know none. And he's come along and he said, "That's 10,000 rubles." I said, "Oh no, my mate stayed with me for 5,000 rubles." He said, "No, that's down the road." So I said, "Oh, I'm going down the road, you know. You got to understand, 5,000 rubles is about $5, so you're not saving much." And we cruise into this place and going down. It's getting dodgier and dodgier and dodgier. We get to this gate, and there's just like this chain, and there's this woman in this guard box who is just staring daggers at us. And Marg, she's just like, what do we do here? Because I couldn't turn around in the sprinter, right? It just was too tight. And down this little track, this woman just dropped the gate. I'm going in and I'll turn around and get out. And after about 5 minutes of a bit of a stare off, she finally drops it. It's such weird, you know, and you're sort of sitting there. We go in there, and there's just all these cages with huskies here. It's like, mate, all I can think is Deliverance, you know. This is like Deliverance on steroids, and this bloke comes flying up on a quad bike. Oh no, what's going to happen here? But it turns out he was the husky master. Right, but we bailed out of there. We've gone back to the other park, and the guys come up and say,
Pay the
10,000 rubles, and we've camped there that night. So it's like, mate, in the stuff. We're just having a few beers out there feeling the stars, and we woke up in the middle and said, "Oh, way out this lake." It was just absolutely stunning. And I just said to Margot, I said, "Oh, you know, we should just spend a couple of days here," even though we knew we had a lot of kilometres. And this is just fantastic.
Yeah.
And next year the music started, right?
Oh.
This fella comes
Drunk
down.
Russians.
Yeah, and he comes down, right? He's in a Subaru Outback, and he parks next to us. This is about 11 o'clock in the morning. He gets out, and I just said to Mark, I said, "Wow, this is going to be unreal today. What unfolds here?" Next thing he comes around the corner, he's like this 70-year-old Russian, and he's just like hugging me, go, "You look bored, come with me," you know, like this didn't translate. And we sat there the whole day, and I didn't know Subaru Outbacks could hold that much vodka in there. Mate, we drank vodka all day, and like just drinking shots of vodka with a bit of watermelon to wash it down. It's the best way to drink vodka.
Yeah.
And that was our introduction.
Well, that's how Lithuanians drink vodka as well, and their shots are quite a bit bigger than I'm used to.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry going on, but it's just
No,
it brings back good memories, and it was, and I think what really, and if you're looking from a point that you just realise they're just families having fun, you know.
yeah.
No, they're just
people.
Yeah, they're just people. Like on a Sunday, families, kids, and everything. You just sit back and go, you know, Well, you and I will probably, as we get older, whinge a bit about the mainstream media. They just got absolutely no idea. They have just got Russia so.
Yeah.
So,
Well, most of the world, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like when I talk about Patagonia, people are like, "Oh, South America, I'm not going there. Is it safe?" And I'm like,
well,
"Yeah, it's safer than here."
yeah, well, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
It is, yeah. So it's just people have got these stereotypes about some of these places.
Yeah, and because of that, and because of what you learn, you have a little bit of trepidation. But just seriously, you just got to go for things like this. You just got to go and do it.
Yeah.
Because it's nothing is as it seems.
Did you go to Lake Baikal?
We did get up to Lake Baikal.
What was that?
That again, another great story there with Lake Baikal. So what we did, because we didn't go to China, we hugged all the way up. Yeah. Holds 20% of the world's fresh water. It's got its own seal colony. It's got seagulls up.
I've got it. Okay, this is good because on one of my Patagonian videos, you'll see, Frankie, when you're editing, I'm at, we go across that suspension bridge with the beautiful lake on lake, and then that glacier, that's the southern Patagonian ice sheet, which is the third largest freshwater reserve on the planet. And I'm wondering what the number one and number two are.
So Baikal's number one,
that's
and
number
the Great Lakes of America is number two.
So Patagonia is number three. There you go.
Yeah.
Mystery solved.
There you go.
Glad I caught up with you, Craig. Anyway, tell us about.
So we got up the lake. We got up to Ulanu, right, which is basically the city before Lake Baikal.
Mm-hmm.
So that was about 5,000. So we'd done 5,000 kilometres to get there, and the roads aren't good, by the way. Those single load roads.
Yeah, that's a good road. That's the road we like.
Yeah, 50
bikes.
yeah. 55,000. We found out there's 55,000 commercial registered trucks or but just the number's ridiculous. Not 55,000, about 5 million in Russia. They're on the single line highway. So just getting to my emergency experience. So we caught up. We stayed at this guy's place. And he calls himself Lucas Baikal. Right? We camped in his backyard, and he's a Swiss guy that does tours up around Lake Baikal, a big union.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he's talking about it. We had a couple of things in the van we had to get fixed. Anyway, we became pretty good friends, just sitting there over a couple of days, having a few beers at night and just sorting some stuff out and something we could do. And he said to me, you be careful going to the Lake Baikal, because it changes that. Oh, I just said, yeah, right, mate, yeah. No worries. How's a lake going to change?
Australian.
How's a lake going to change me? Mate, you get up there, it changes that.
Yeah, right.
It was just this incredible, peaceful feeling. Just a beautiful campsite. The first night there.
Is it forest around there, mountains, or is it like
just forest and now. So
grassland, or like Patagonia, or
no, it's definitely more foresty than
like the north of Patagonia.
Yeah, up the top,
like around Angleton. Yeah, the lakes with the pine trees.
There's more trees and more, and there's proper beaches. The same as Patagonia. There's absolute beaches. So right, we get there in this camp, and there's again, you just. Free camping. There are campsites that obviously we're not going to in. And there's a couple of people set up, and we just have a drink. And this family came across, and I said, "G'day." And they come, "Hello," and English. My sister, sort of thing, They went off and got their sister. They lived on the other side of Lake Baikal, right?
It wasn't Borat, was it?
No, it wasn't Borat. No, that's Kazakhstan.
Oh, right, okay. Just checking.
Yeah, they lived on the other side of Lake Baikal. That was 10 hours drive.
Oh, far out.
And they just come back. This is the best camp in Lake Baikal. This is the best camp. I go, wow, how good. We scored it first.
Go for a holiday, travel for 10 hours, and they're still on the same lake.
Yeah, and
I mean, that's like that lake where that suspension bridge is, like not Largo Posadas, Lake Buenos Aires, or Lake General Carrera.
Well, that goes into Chile,
that's the one across there. We ride around that 2.5 days.
Mate, and how much more time to spend there? It's the same as us around Lake Baikal, and then we went into the national park of Lake Baikal. It went up. It was like this crazy drive to get in there, and the van handle no dramas and all that sort of. And then we so there's no real roads around the top of Lake Baker, right? So it's not like Australia, the northern. So it's not like Australia where you go, oh yeah, there's a nice road around here.
Been developed yet.
No, mate, we went in there, and I think just about from where we went into the national park, I think it was about probably 40 k's, and it just turns into nothing. And so we've gone out, mate. Then you think you're in Mongolia, or practicing to go into Mongolia, really, because you're just on these grass fields.
Yeah,
right. And then we've driven up there, and we followed this route that Lucas told us about. And we come to this place of Slipping Sands, and it's just sand dunes, and then you look over the valley, and it's absolutely pristine green with this crystal clear river running through it.
It's a paradise.
And it's just, but you're 400 foot in the air on a sand dune.
Yeah.
And it's the only sand dune in the whole place.
I'm planning my next trip, and
mate, you know, if you ever plan to go to Russia, I'm in.
I'm going.
Yeah, I'm in.
No worries.
It's
not if, it's when.
Yeah. And then, so then we cruised, you know, obviously spent about 4 or 5 days up there, and then we went into Mongolia. Cool. 20 or 30, let's say 30 years or 40 years ago or something, and they'd had like 2 cars in the place.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
Yeah. Quite a few bikers going there. Been pretty popular for the last 10 years or so.
Yeah, we saw a lot of bike trips and that. Yeah. So that, you know, there's the deserts and the different terrain there, the Gobi Desert. Yeah. We didn't get down there as we spent a month in Mongolia, and we're just sort of running out of time, and I was really conscious of the seasons.
How's the border crossing in Mongolia from Russia? Dare I ask?
Classic. It was a classic. So I purposely got to the border crossing on a Sunday afternoon, just thinking, well, that's going to be a lot easier and whatever. And you go there, you line up, mate. I was actually sitting there lying up, I was waiting, streaming the NRL while I was waiting. It was quite hilarious. And we've gone into the border, and as we drove in, you just see all the Russian border guys. They bolt it. They don't. This looks too hard. It's like, because they go in there, mate. Anyway, we finally got served. We finally got served. I looked after. They come over to us, and they're going, and I've just put in translator. Mate, this has been our home for 3 months. I can empty it out if you want me to, but we're going to be here for hours. You let me know what you want to do, but you can see anything, and I'll do what you want me to do. And he looked at it, he looked at the van, and he opened up the door, and he shut the door, and then he made a video recording of me and him just saying, with using translator, that there's nothing in there illegal, and let me go through.
Stat deck.
Yeah,
a
video stat deck in using translator.
That's perfect.
And you hear stories of people taking 6 to 8 hours to get through. It took us about once we got attended to, probably about an hour.
Yeah,
that was easy.
So through Mongolia, then got back into
Russia. So in Mongolia, so we drove basically across Mongolia. Again, just some incredible stories. But at the end of Mongolia is where the famous eagle hunters are.
Yeah.
Right. That's in the Altai Mountains. So you got the Altai Mountains in Mongolia, which then obviously cross into Russia. And this area, I think, is just, you talk about a place to go and see. If you're a traveller, if you've got a bit of adventure, you have to go there. It's just incredible. We
have to end this conversation because I'm getting.
Yeah. Well, So I could talk about it all day. It was such an amazing, but just incredible. And if someone said to me, right, you can pick your van up in a helicopter, because I'm not driving back there because it's too far. Go somewhere for 3 or 4 weeks a year. It would be into the Russian Altai Mountains.
The Russian side.
The Russian side.
Okay. Yeah. Because the Kazakhis have they have the eagle.
Yeah. So
we're must be all the same.
Yeah. So most of those guys up there think that Kazakhstan's not Mongolian anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
The Kazakhs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And we got to meet one of the famous There's even a photo of me wearing the coat of the Eagle when he was on the Time magazine. It's the same coat. They've got full space.
Right.
All the tourists go there. It's pretty cool.
Yep. And then you're sort of coming back into the Central Asia.
Yeah.
Which way to go?
So we decided after Putin and Trump had their little meeting that we didn't think they were going to close the border. So then I wanted to get up to the Baltic. So we made because we weren't quite too sure whether we were going to go down to Kazakhstan, Georgia, and through Turkey. Well, I've always wanted to go to St. Petersburg.
Yeah, me too.
We figured that the wars, whatever they're doing, that bought us a bit of time because they were just fostering with each other.
Yeah.
So we decided to head up to Moscow and St. Petersburg.
And you camped up around Moscow?
Yeah.
Apart from President Putin?
That's it. So
I've heard.
It's actually really cool, right? We've arrived in Moscow and we checked out a few camps, so like on the Overland of the free camps, and you couldn't stay there, they'd roped it off or whatever, they made a decision. So I thought, well, there's a camp over in the north of Moscow on Overland. We'll go up there and check it out and see what. We drove in there and I think we got bloody the camp commandant was just making it so hard for us to camp there. And then there was this other Russian guy, he's just going camp in town. I said, what do you mean? Just go. So I said, no, we'll just go and get a hotel or something and we'll sort where we're going to stay out the next couple of days. No, just go and camp. And he pinpointed the road next to the river in Moscow where to camp.
The Volga River, is it?
Yeah. There you go, mate. And so we've driven through, but what happens in Russia as well is all your maps scramble.
Is that right?
Yeah, because apparently the SIM cards are used in the drones that, war stuff. So they scramble the maps. So you drive around all of a sudden in any of the city centres as a foreigner, because you can't have a SIM card, you'd have an eSIM, they're just the map scramble.
Oh, shit.
So we're driving around, Margo and I just drive around at a loss, but also just blown away. There's people on the streets that drinking and cafes and just really living the life right. But you want to see a city that's oozing money.
I have only heard and seen good things about Moscow.
Yeah, absolutely clean, no homeless, certainly no immigration issues. Anyway, so we pulled up and we drove along and all of a sudden the Kremlin appeared in front of us. And we drove around the corner and camped in the car park and camped there for 4 days.
Yeah. Vladimir didn't pop in for
Vladimir, no, popped out. One of the security guards of the oil building says, I think on the third day, he said, again, and using translator, said, oh, you've been here about long. I said, can you go and ask your boss if we can stay one more night? And he came back and gave us a big thumbs up, so we stayed.
Did Vladimir give you the thumbs up?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Thanks for that, Mr. Putin, President. So then you're back into civilization a bit, aren't you? You're in Europe now. So.
Well, basically, I think what they reckon, once you come across the Ural mountain range in Urals, the motorbikes.
Yeah.
Once you come across the Ural,
the BMW Boxer twins.
Mate, I've got to. Did you ever see that post I did? The sidecar post?
Sure, maybe
I'll send it to you, mate. It's the most little place called Insk.
Yeah. I've heard, yeah, I think I've read about
this motorcycle museum. You don't understand, these museums cost like €2 or €3 to go in for equivalent at all.
Yeah.
And they're just
full of Urals.
Full of Urals
and sidecars.
Mate, you'd have this other you guys that Ruthie would have hit himself if he was in a place like that.
Well, I'm starting to think our next tour, we need a new destination. I'm really rushing. Could be it.
There's another museum, car museum in Moscow.
Can we get our infields into Russia, you reckon?
Yep.
Hey, this could be quite.
You need to have your paperwork pretty well organised. I'd send paperwork.
We have a chat to your mate at the Kremlin.
Yeah.
Mr. Putin, and get him to sign off on bringing tourists.
Absolutely.
You might need a minder, translator.
We went again in the Altai Mountains, came across all these Russian bike routes, and I was telling them all about Nevermind of Patagonia and showing them photos. And
we're quite a big deal in Russia, actually. Yeah. Remember we met those Russians in Gaul?
Yeah. You met the Russians.
I had quite a
you met his wife.
Quite the evening. Julia.
Tell that's a pretty funny story, actually.
First night on the Sri Lanka tour, we're in Gaul at the Rockford Hotel.
That was in fine form.
And, it's first night when you go camping, first night you can drink all your beers and play up. And I'm sitting there and on the table over, there's this couple, probably, I don't know, maybe my age, roughly, a bit younger, Russians, Russians in Sri Lanka aren't the friendliest. Like, it's hard to communicate with. They don't speak English. Russian's not the easiest language for us. But these guys were really keen to have a drink with me, So yeah, never. And can't remember the gentleman's name, but his partner Julia, she spoke English, and they were paramedics from central Russia somewhere on holiday. A couple, and lovely, like just. So, and we're translating and having a chat, it's like, and then the more vodka we drank, the more better we communicated.
That's exactly right.
The next minute, he's disappeared. He's come back with an old plastic water bottle, litre water bottle with his homebrew that he bought from home, homebrew vodka, and a couple of bananas. And I go, what are the bananas for? And he goes, you have a swig out of the bottle, then you bite the banana. I go, why? He goes, because it's disgusting. I go, but it's your homebrew, shouldn't it be good? He goes, oh, no.
It's all about
He goes, but it's strong. I go, all right. So I go, he does. He goes, then he bites the banana and he gives it to me. I go, banana. I'm like, it worked. I'm like, I felt fine. I was like, good. And then, I went to bed slaughtered, woke up, dust. First day, I'm doing the briefing on the bites, and the Russians come down. And young Julia, she's got a short skirt.
They were still awake.
Huh?
They were still awake.
Oh, they were
They
still
had the
awake,
boom
were
box.
they?
Like,
Oh, well, they hadn't been to bed.
Yeah,
right.
The
I didn't even
elevator
know that,
opened
so-
and they were coming out with their boom box.
And old mate goes, oh, how are you, Matt? Well, in Russian, and Julia's like, yeah, morning. And apparently I promised that I'd take Julia for a ride on the back of the bike in the morning.
Finished that one?
Yes, thanks. And so, I was like, oh, well, okay. Then I got a spare helmet. I said, sorry, guys, we're supposed to be taking off first day of the tour. I go, give me half an hour, guys. Go have a coffee or something. I promise. Man of my word. Yeah. So young Julia's got a spare helmet, borrowed someone's helmet. She's got in the back, short skirt. Took her for a ride into town. Apparently Jace, one of our clients, he's there with the Russia guy, and Jace goes to him, maybe he's not coming back. And the Russian bloke goes, yeah, maybe not. Has a swig of his vodka.
Yeah, another bite of his banana.
But she loved it. They were really, really nice people. And next thing we noticed, we're on the tour, we noticed we're getting all these Russians liking our Instagram page. And they must have been sharing it. And so it's quite funny.
Yeah, well, again,
lovely people. There's good people everywhere.
Again, it's just, and that's it, mate. It's just breaking the ice. And as I sort of said, these bike groups I came across, mate, as soon as I started, because I'd always go, mate, oh yeah, and I'd pull out the photos from Patagonia.
Yeah.
Right, and going, look at that. They're all going, oh wow, and they're just, it'd be a place to do it, mate. You're just doing those through the Russian Altai Mountains. It'd be.
So from Moscow, you made it to Petersburg?
Yeah, made up to St. Petersburg. So we spent about a week in St. Petersburg. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's like that.
Mate, there, then again, I'm not sort of a museum sort of guy. He went into this museum called the Hermitage Museum.
Yeah.
And apparently, if you spend 30 seconds at every front of every piece of, art or exhibition, it takes us 7 years to get through.
Wow, yeah. Right, the Hermitage.
The Hermitage, largest museum in the world. Catherine the Great.
She's the one that was falling around with Rasputin.
Yep.
And he's big.
Yep. She might have been
personality.
I think she might have been fooling around a lot of people with how much shit she's collected.
Apparently, I heard he had his dicks in a jar and preserved in maybe in that museum or.
No, I'd like to see it.
I don't know. I saw it. It's been a while. Apparently, he had a massive one. Anyway, from St. Petersburg.
The architecture was just incredible, and that, again, it's another place in the world. If you're going to go to Russia, St. Petersburg, you must go and get there.
Well, I'm seeing already the itinerary. So the bikes will be in Vilnius in Lithuania, then we ride up to Estonia. We get the ferry over to Helsinki.
That's the way.
And then we go to Petersburg. Yep. And then down to Moscow, and then over to Lake Baikal.
You probably want to. might want to just have a rest there and put the bikes on,
I can't do
on
it.
a helicopter. Take
No,
it
we'll
over
do
there.
it in like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. If you're going to do it, anyway, that's
That'd be
cool.
2 trips. Anyway,
Have a Russian north and a Russian
my
south.
2-litre brain's kicking into gear. Got
Russian
my
north.
imagination going. So from St. Petersburg, I'm guessing you
Yep.
went to Helsinki? Or
No,
you went
we
down?
couldn't because that actual border's closed
Is
at the
it?
moment. Yeah, they've closed that, and that was my only worry. That
Love
was
a
my
beer,
only
Frank.
worry was the
Pacific Ale from Stone Wood. If you
Yeah, thanks,
Stone
Frank.
Wood, we'd like you'd like for you to sponsor us actually. They could be our official beer sponsor.
Pacific Ale, Stone and Wood.
Yeah, that's a tour. That's right. Anyway,
Well, they need the sponsor.
yeah, it looks like it. Anyway,
Yeah, so we
So you didn't go through Finland then? You went down.
No.
you had
So
to
we
go through-
again we used Facebook and I
You
overland.
go through Poland then, would you? What's the
No, we didn't get that far. So there's different ways you could go through, and that was probably the only real information we couldn't get which border we can cross.
But you get into that. Yeah, where it's all the action.
You get this rare action. So you had 3 choices, right? There's Estonia, Latvia, and you could get into Lithuania through Belarus.
Yeah, okay.
And your Russian visa covers Belarus, obviously. Anyway,
Okay.
but I was reading
Okay.
it, and I was like, well, and the good thing is at the moment, there's no Russian cars allowed to go into Europe.
Okay.
So he said, well, let's just give the Estonia one a crack, because all reports it was pretty easy. So we get there first thing, we're first car in the morning. Bam, same thing as the last place they tried to leave Russian. No. I mean, when I say the same thing, you just pull up there and they just look at this thing and just go, oh my God,
It's a
this
big
is a
job.
lot of work, right? But these girls,
You want to pull up?
could not.
You want to pull up at 4:59 on a Friday afternoon.
No, they shut the gate, mate. That's how you're staying there till Monday. Right, it's not like it's
not like Australia. They go,
they're
just let
mate.
him through.
Yeah, no.
9 o'clock.
It's like you stay there and you will be back Monday at 9 o'clock. So
Yeah, right.
anyway, so we get there and there's the young Russian chicks, and they were pretty good looking chicks. I don't know where they found her. They were like pretty good looking border guards.
Good genetics.
Yeah. So we get there and I put the whole thing. So
Gracias, muchacha.
So I do everything in the translator again. Same thing. You know, now it's been 6 months we've been in the van. This is our home. I'll do whatever you want, but you know, just
Whatever
take
you
this
want.
out. But you got whatever you want. You probably would have too, but that's beside the point. But she said, no, everything out.
Oh no.
Everything out and through the X-ray machine inside.
Okay.
And they go, why can't I just go over there and pull everything out? Because the nut's got to go through the X-ray machine. Right. So the X-ray machine is the same as your airport.
Yeah.
So Margot and I are just hoiking everything out of the van, just bits and pieces. And I just said to Margot, that's enough. That's all I'm taking in. And we've gone inside. And now there's a lineup. So there was a bit of a pedestrian lineup. And now we're in there, mate, and I've just got this shit over full, all my tools, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I start putting this through the X-ray machine. And the X-ray machine starts having kittens. You know, the bing. And there was this Finnish guy that could speak Russian, and I'm going, and I started talking to him, and he goes, I said, tell him, how am I going to get my bicycles through this X-ray machine? I can't do it. And in the end, they just sort of translate, is that everything? I said, yes, that's everything. He said, we'll just come out and have a look. They'd open up the bed. It's like, it was a punteenth of everything. It was like, and they just looked at us, they said, get everything out. So we had to pull the whole van out and put it on the curb. Right? So it's sitting there, and then we go into, then they sent me through to the X-ray machine, right? The vehicle X-ray machine that the trucks go through. The guy just gets it, looks at it, just goes stamp. It took me another hour to put everything back in the van. And as I left, they said, thank you very much, and smiled and waved because they were doing it all, they were just doing it.
Power tripping.
So that took us about 5 hours to get through.
Yeah.
And then, but it was hilarious getting into Estonia.
Well, they do that when we cross into the Chile border.
Yeah.
And it's not for anything, but when we go from Argentina to Chile in Patagonia, they're looking for fruit and meat products. Their economy's so reliant on agriculture, they're shit scared that fruit fly or one of those, or the meat disease is going to get into Chile because they're really clean, green. And so yeah, when we go through, they unpack all their bags.
Yep.
And then go through your jocks, make sure there's no
Well,
skiddies.
seven Lucy looked after that for us.
Well, yeah.
Right.
I had about a dozen packets of jerky last year when I went through, and they're like, "What's in that?" And we just told them it was chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. But that's dried beef. I mean, it should be, but packaged up should be fine anyway. But so did you go through to Talon?
Where Talon? Oh yeah, yeah. So where we crossed,
Capital.
where we crossed Estonia was in the southern part.
Yep. Oh, okay. Yep.
But we headed up to Tallinn.
Because that's a big city.
What?
I haven't been for a long time.
Well, that's like a medieval fair.
It's good to hear it's still like that. I was there in 2005. I think,
Still the same.
so 20 years ago. Yeah. Because I remember going, wow, like cobbled streets, and go down dungeons and restaurants and cellars and the dungeons and all this sort of stuff. Really cool.
And really, really compact too. So it's really
small town.
So St. Petersburg is like that on steroids.
Wow. So then you would have headed down through Latvia.
So yeah, we went down through. We spent more time in Estonia than what I planned for because it was so unreal.
Yeah, it is.
And then we basically rushed down through, stayed in Riga, stayed in Latvia for a couple of nights.
I got drugged in Riga last year.
Did you?
Yeah, someone fucking put a date rope drug in the beer and got my bank accounts and I cleaned out for a couple of $1,000.
Really?
Yeah.
And broke his collarbone.
So I don't remember anything. Like I'd had like a couple of beers and then
That was in Riga.
yeah, and I woke up the next day
I thought it was in
late.
Vilnius.
No, I woke up the next day on my bed, going with
Wow.
the door wide open, going.
Yeah.
Oh, last thing I remember was sitting there at a bar and this like Russian chick walks up, gorgeous, orders a bottle of champagne, expects me to pay for it, and I've kicked up. And then that's it, don't remember anything. You must have slipped something in your drink.
Where?
Yeah. And then I looked it up because I saw the transactions and it's all over the internet, like on Reddit and that. Like that particular bar is famous, like dudes have been stitched up for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Did you get your money back? Did you?
No.
No?
No.
They
It wasn't, it's gone. The cops are in on it.
Yeah.
You know, like you're not getting in it. So it's a stitch up. They see you coming, you know. So, it's
I remember that.
it's a good experience.
I'll have to get the address of that hotel off your later.
We'll go together. And no one drink anything.
Yeah, we'll just keep
we'll
going.
bring our own.
Money back.
You want a beer? No, we've got our own bags.
Yeah.
Drinking VBs in there. Okay, we're right. We just want to watch.
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
But yeah, it was an interesting experience. I was off my chops for weeks. I couldn't work out what had happened.
Well, I saw the post that you broke your collarbone.
Yeah, no,
Frankie.
that was a scooter accident in Himalayas.
Oh,
That was the night before.
Oh, okay.
That was 2 nights before, and then in between I lost my passport as well, but I found it. But
Scooter?
it was over 3 nights. Yeah, that's how I did it.
You said you fell downstairs.
Yeah, I was riding a scooter down the stairs,
What?
drinking with ex-Russian soldiers, drinking vodka shots. Yeah. Anyway, that's
No,
you'll have to.
that's what it is. That's the Eastern Europe, isn't it? I mean, that's how they do it.
I loved it. I had the best time. They were the nicest people. I had a few dramas, but nothing. Everything was sorted out.
Yeah.
Like the healthcare system in Lithuania is sensational. I walked
Yeah,
straight in. I said,
you're-
I've got a lump here.
Yeah, I think you're a pin-up boy for the medical system and how good it is.
Yeah, no.
I think Aaron tells everyone like
Straight in.
the system is.
Took a number. This is in the public system. Straight in. Doctor goes, yeah, I think it's collarbone. X-ray. Next door. All within half an hour. Here's it. Strapped it up. He goes, you'll be right. See you later.
Why?
Cost me $100.
Yeah, I had to get a filling in Russia when we got to Vladivostok. There was a bloody filling came out on the boat, right? So, bloody Yuri, I think he said, I'll just go into that one. I'm in there. Mate, absolutely spotlessly clean. Right, bang, 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 yep, no problem. We can see you now, they did it. The Russians over there again using translators. She goes,
How much?
yeah, so that's good, no worries. It cost me $150 for full filling.
Yeah.
And then she tells me, oh, your teeth need a lot of work. The work they do in Australia is not so good.
What amazes me is like, why is it $100 for an X-ray and a consultant and a doctor in the machine? So why is Australia? No, if you go and pay for it, it's like $5,000. Like we don't pay that because it's subsidised, but I think that's why. It's subsidised by the government. So Jack, I mean, I'd do the same, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
If the government was saying, let's say they said, all right, everyone needs to do never mind motorbike tours and we'll pay for it.
Yeah.
My tours would go up. That'd be $100 grand
Yeah.
per person. The government's free money.
Yeah.
Beauty. So yeah, I kind of get it, but that's sort of bullshit. I kind of get it, but that's sort of bullshit as well. But anyway, so that now your van's living in.
So the van's in Lithuania in storage at the moment, and we go back across in May.
Yeah, well, I'm going to try and join it because I want to go over. That's where we're going to set up our European base.
Yeah, cool.
Lithuania, 'cause it's the place to be, I reckon. So
It's pretty neat, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
Vilnius is a pretty.
it's a great place to do business. They're very accommodating government, so Lithuanian government. Shout out to you guys. You've done well, giving me a citizenship and setting up a company there. So looking forward to all those subsidies and grants. Which we're not going to get in Australia. So, but anyway, we'll see how it'll go.
Well, I think
it'll be a good place for a base. Gives you access to Russia, Scandinavia, Poland, Europe.
There's
everywhere.
There's so many motorbike tracks through Europe as well. And,
How good is it going to be?
Yeah.
Tatra Mountains in Poland.
Yep.
Zakopane.
I think Romania's got some amazing mountains as well. And that we're going to do all that with the van. We're going to head back in May and then going to go up into the Arctic Circle and watch spring.
Yeah, Robin. You'll see the what's the Northern Lights?
Northern Lights, yeah, we're
Not
hoping
the
to.
Aurora, by the way.
Yeah. We just got to make sure, depending what time we get up, I suppose it will happen all year round, do they, or just certain times of year?
I think mainly in summer, but don't quote me on that. I was there. I was working for the Finnish Institute of Marine Research in Helsinki, and they had a research station up in the Arctic Circle, which you could use on weekends. So my mum came over to visit, and I was there with my wife, and my daughter was only 6 months at the time, so we drove up there. So it's up over the border, on the Russian border.
You're Polish, aren't you? Polish heritage?
Well, yeah, I've got a Polish sound. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, okay, but
I got
like a Polish, right?
I don't. Yeah, I can't really. It doesn't agree with it. Put it that way. Beer and wine's okay. Anything else I shouldn't really touch. I think I've got a bit of Mexican in me because I like tequila.
Okay.
Anyway, we went up there and we're staying in this. It's all, and the heating's all big open fireplaces, sauna on the frozen lake, and I cracked the ice and jumped in, and it's freezing cold, be minus 20, whatever. And this is October, so it's not winter. We've got the fires going, it's roaring, and my wife Anna wakes me up. She just goes, look out the window. The Northern Lights, just this, like you've never seen the whole sky lit. Like, wow. And I'm like, I had a few beers that night. And it was out back Dunny, you got to walk like 50 metres to the toilet. I'm not walking out there for a piss. There's no one around, it's in the bush. I just opened the back door and I just, out the back door, looking at the Northern Lights. It doesn't get any better than this. Shut the door, go back to bed, right? Think nothing more of it. In the morning, I'd wake up to a scream. And I hear thump, scream, thump, and I'm like, sounds like my wife. And Anna's run up, opened the back door, and she's laying on the ground.
She slid on your piss, frozen
It was that cold, my piss froze on the steps, and she's come out to go to the outback toilet.
Happy days.
Gone ass up, landed on her back, laying in the mud, just screaming, cursing me, calling me all sorts. And she was all right. She was a bit sore, a bit bruised. I think she had some cracked ribs, but 20 years ago, so we're still
forgiving you, still talk
to each other sometimes. Not often, but
all right. So rule number 1: don't piss out where you're going to walk.
Well, probably maybe take a couple of steps out into the garden more. So that's an incredible story. Thanks for sharing that with us. Anyway,
No worries, mate.
I've been wanting to hear all about it. I thought, wouldn't it be great to record it?
Yeah.
One for your purposes, but for our people to listen into. We'll be riding the Himalayas in July this year.
As I said, this is a little expedition. This year's all around.
One of your sons.
Yeah, Max.
Max is coming. I haven't met him yet. I've heard from all reports. I hear he's a top bloke.
It makes me look like a small fella.
Oh, Jesus.
He's big.
So, we're getting short on 2XL t-shirts, actually. So that's going to be incredible.
Yeah, look, I'm so looking forward to that, mate.
We're going the 3 or 4 highest roads in the world, so they'll be right up your alleyway. Looking forward to that. I mean, I was just thinking while you were talking about it, I mean, your story in general is pretty incredible. Like, you used to live in South Africa, play rugby for South Africa.
Played rugby over in South
professionally.
Africa. Oh, well, it's pretty hard
Been
to
all
call
over.
it professional those days, mate. Professional meant you got, a few dollars of pocket money and beer, that's a professional.
Well, I'm a professional motorcyclist.
Well, that's true. I think you do. Just give you how do you want to be paid? Just beer. Yeah, no, we've had a pretty good adventure, mate. And without pissing in your pocket, never mind, adventures is right up there on the
Appreciate it.
scale of having fun. I mean,
Yeah, we have all.
you only get one shot at life, right?
Well,
Just might as well do it.
I mean, that Patagonia trip was your first with us.
Yeah.
And I remember your first night, you were one of the first to come in. I'd already done one.
Yeah. You just got
I'd
back
done the
bombies.
Yeah, they'd left, the Manchester boys, and then I was a bit dusty and bumped into you. Oh, let's go get a feed, and then it was on.
Yep.
we just had a ball since then. It was
I was just saying before, just watching you post your trip going down last year. Earlier. When was it? Just only
a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
I got
On the Facebook, watching your posts is just like, wow.
back like on the 20th.
Oh, mate, I want to take I want to get down there. That is one trip I will be doing it again without fail. I don't know when, it might be a couple of years or whatever, that I'm doing that trip again. Yeah.
December.
I'm pleased to hear that, see. So, I mean,
That's it.
thanks for sharing that with us. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, I know there's so much more in that journey that we could have spoken about, but I just wanted to get from how you got from A to B, and we might do this again sometime. Maybe when we're in the Himalayas, and over a few beers, you can fill in some of the grey areas for me.
Yeah, mate,
You'll have some more by then.
I'll have to go through the grey matter to sort them out.
Well, that's why it's good to record.
Yeah, it is actually.
But you'll have some more by then because you're going back in May,
Yep.
and I'm going Sri Lanka
Well, we
next
catch
week.
up, mate.
Now I've got Ireland, and then
Down to Riga to sort the bar out.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't. Like, the thing that pisses me off, if she had said, "I'm going to drug your drink," I would have went, "Yeah, you beauty." I thought, "Yeah, go for it."
Just let me know.
Don't surprise me. I thought I was a bloody lightweight for a while. I've had 2 beers and I bloody can't remember anything. And I went after about a month. I went, "No, I was definitely drunk." But when bloody Vladimir walked in the room at 7:30 in the morning, just closed my suitcase up, threw me over my shoulder and took me to the airport. I went, something's going on here. But I still had all my stuff. I think I've got both kidneys and both livers.
Yep. No strange marks on the.
No, not that I can tell.
Just missing a couple of grand.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth it for the story, I reckon. Yeah? But anyway, thanks for listening, guys. We'll let you go, Jamesy. Thanks for sharing again.
Really
We got Sri Lanka coming up next month. We got Ireland in May. I think we've got a bike or 2 available there. Himalayas, if you're interested, get in touch. We can squeeze 1 or 2 more on there. But looking like it's pretty full up. So stay tuned. We've got a heap of. We've just bought a anti-gravity A1 Insta360 drone, which we'll be taking to Sri Lanka. So look out for that. That's going to be amazing. So thanks for listening, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.